Hi, everyone. Thanks. Welcome you back into Hutch Field here as we are just underway. And another flag here on this one as we start the second half. We do apologize for the camera issues. I've got a few more things to learn, obviously, about the technology that we're using. And I don't know if I just got a bad cable or what the deal was. I had it plugged in, but it was not charging. It was working off the battery, and I don't have a second battery yet. So it's very frustrating, and I do apologize for that. We'll get that figured out, and hopefully that won't happen again. So we're on our old camera, so the picture's not going to be quite as good. We do apologize for that, but we'll get things figured out this week. Heading into Labette County next Friday night. Fort Scott trailing this one 20-8 here as we start the second half. And Lennox Van will start with the first carry here, and he will get the ball out to, well, they'll put it down at the 24-yard line. So second down and 3. And looks like Lennox with the keeper again and got maybe a yard on the play. It'll be third down and short. So third down and 2 for Lennox Van and the Fort Scott Tigers. And did they jump offside? They maybe did. Yeah, I think they did. So Fort Scott's going to get a free first down here. The ball is on the 30-yard line for the Tigers. Again, we're just underway in the third quarter here tonight. Lennox back to pass, throws to Heyer over the middle and just incomplete through the hands of Chase Heyer. And handoff goes to, actually no, Lennox kept that one that time. Got it maybe a yard, so it'll bring up third down and 9. And here's a run up the middle by Heyer. Everybody went a different direction than Chase did, and he's going to get a big gain right up to midfield in the first down. And this time it's going to be handoff. And then a late flag comes in again, and we'll see who that's on. It's Jasper Allison was the ball carrier that time, and Jasper got hit. Looks like he got hit below the belt a little bit. He may be the one to get the flag on the retaliation. This game has been chippy from the outset. And they're going offsetting personal foul penalties. So tough luck there for the Tigers. So it'll be second down and about 9 here. Throw it to the far side. It's caught by Colton Rogers. He'll run down the sideline 30, 15, or 25, and he's going to be shoved out of bounds right near the 20, maybe even the 19. A big gainer for the Fort Scott Tigers through the air. And Fort Scott has something cooking on this drive here tonight. First down and 10 for the Tigers. Lennox going to keep the ball and gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that may be it. So second down and 10 for the Tigers. Again, we do apologize for our technical issues there. Throw over the middle. It is complete for a touchdown. What a play by the Tigers. Lennox Van on the beginning of that to stand in there. Knew there was a purple shirt coming right towards him. Stood in there, took the heat, made the pass, and Dub Chipman with the catch over the middle. Touchdown. Fort Scott Tigers. Touchdown. Van to Chipman. And we're back to a one-score game at 20-14. Again, the Tiger offense is really only stopped themselves here in this game. Lennox going to keep the ball around the right side. He will get in there and score. 20-16. The Tigers trail by just 4. Tigers firing up the crowd here on the near sideline as they come out of halftime and score first. And not only that, but they've converted 2 two-point conversions. Pittsburg is 1 for 2 on 2-point conversions, and also missed an extra point, a kick. So 8:04 to go in the third quarter. And the Tigers trail by just 4 now after a nice touchdown drive to open this second half. Squib kick. It's through a couple hands on the ground, still loose, and Pittsburg does jump on top of it eventually. So they will take possession Ball at the 34-yard line, it looks like. So that's where Pittsburgh will take their first possession of the second half. And Fort Scott needs a big stop on defense here. They've gotten one in this game, forced one punt by Pittsburgh. But the Purple Dragons have scored 3 touchdowns in this game. Quarterback's going to keep it up the middle, and he will get enough for the first down. It's going to be right out to about the line to gain. Coach Glade's not happy on the near sideline. I'm wondering if he was trying to get somebody aligned in a different spot and they didn't hear him. So actually he did not get enough for the first down. It's going to be 2nd down and 1. Ball on the 43-yard line. 2nd and 1 for Pittsburgh here. Again, Tucker Akins is the quarterback tonight. Listed on their depth chart as the backup, but he's in there at the starting, or he started tonight. And when you hand it off to Wyatt Rink all the time, maybe it doesn't matter who's the quarterback, as Rink runs around the left side again for another big gain. Plenty for the first down. And into Fort Scott territory. The ball's going to be put at the 37. Fort Scott, they're going to try to run quick, Pittsburgh is. Fort Scott's got to get up there, got to get set. And it looks like we got a flinch from one of the offensive linemen. We'll see if that's the call, and it's going to be. So it'll be 1st and 15 after they mark this one off. So 1st down and 15. Ball on the ground, and Pittsburgh's going to jump on top of it. Coach Glades is trying to fire up his defense. He is out at the numbers, or was just a minute ago, trying to get them to go. It is 3rd down and almost 20. They'll call it 17, it looks like. Ball is going to be on the 43-yard line, so a big 3rd down upcoming here for the Tigers. If they can stop for minimal gain, Pittsburgh may have to punt again. It's on that front line. They got to get a good push first. Hand off. Nope. Keep it. He's knocked out of the backfield and taken down. A loss of another yard on the play. 4th down and long. J.C. Gross got in the backfield for the Tigers. Well, I guess it's still just 3rd down. I thought it was the Sticks had 3rd down on the previous play. They maybe changed the Sticks on the penalty and weren't supposed to do that. Here's a roll to the right by the quarterback. Still 3rd down. He will try to run. He's going to get hit right around the 50. Taken down. He does fall forward, but not nearly enough. So now it is 4th down. And we'll see if Pittsburgh will punt it away. It's going to be 4th and about 20. I'm assuming, I wasn't paying close attention, I'm assuming that's what happened on the penalty on Pittsburgh, the false start. They moved the down marker on the near side. That's right in front of us. And they shouldn't have it, and probably went from 1st and 10 to 2nd and 15 instead of 1st and 15. So that's probably why they were at 3rd down when it was only 2nd. So it is now 4th down, and Pittsburgh is in punt formation with Cal Cousins back to receive. High snap. Kicker does get it down. Left-footed kicker. And, oh, boy. That one somehow missed Colton Rogers. I don't know. Colton knew that was as close as it was to him. It bounced about a yard from him And thankfully for the Tigers, did not hit him. The Tigers did have a muffed punt a week ago against Independence. Didn't hurt him, but they did have a muffed punt last week. And you really don't want to give Pittsburgh great field position on a muffed punt here. So they got away from it. They will take possession. They're going to put it at the 19-yard line. So Pittsburgh 1st and 10 on their own 19. Excuse me, Fort Scott 1st and 10 on their own 19. Tigers again trailing by just 4. They have converted 2 two-point conversions. Pittsburgh has missed a 2-point conversion and a PAT, and that's the difference here. The Purple Dragons do have 3 touchdowns to Fort Scott's 2, but it is 20-16. So that special teams has turned out to be really important with the score right now. A quick run there for the Tigers. Not much on the play, only a couple yards. So 4:08 to play here in the third quarter. Pitch to the near side. Cal trying to find a lane and can't do it. He does shake a couple guys, and another one, and gets back to the line of scrimmage. So that play looked like it was going to lose about 5, but Cal, with his shiftiness, was able to get by a couple of guys and at least get back to the line of scrimmage. They whistle officially loss of 1 on the play, so they'll put it back at the 20. It'll be 3rd down and 9. Again, thanks for joining us here on Duckbait TV. We've got some great sponsors we'll tell you about in just a few moments. We've had some technical issues. We've had to shift to our old camera. We've got a new camera in this week, and it works amazingly well when it's plugged in. I had it plugged in. I don't know if the cable is not great on it or if it just wasn't plugged in right, and it ran out of battery right before the halftime. And so I do apologize for those technical issues. We will get that fixed going forward. And here's Fort Scott. Hopefully you're watching. Thanks for sticking with us here on Duckbait TV. And a pitch forward, and that's going to be an incomplete pass. We do have a flag come in, and this, we'll see if this is going to be grounding. I don't know why it would be intentional grounding. Lennox Van was outside of the pocket and threw it to the line of scrimmage. But if he had some blockers downfield, it might be, illegal men downfield. So they were trying to set up some blocks for him, and he threw it right at the last second to try to keep from losing yardage. And they're going to lose yardage on the penalty anyway. But if Fort Scott, or if Pittsburgh takes the penalty, it'll be 3rd down again. If they decline it, it'll be 4th down and 9. They will decline it, so 4th down and 9. So the Tigers will send the punt team out, and the Fort Scott defense has to do it again. Great job on the previous possession. Fort Scott started this second half with a touchdown drive on offense and then forced a punt on Pittsburgh's ensuing drive. Now the Tigers are in punt formation to kick it back, and now we got a whistle here and a flag comes in, and I'm going to call a legal procedure on Fort Scott, and this may be on the snapper. Once you touch the football, if you are snapping the ball, and Cedric Martin is the long snapper here, once you touch the football, you are not allowed to let go of it and readjust your hands or anything like that. And that may have been the case on that one. That was going to be blocking the back, I think, on Pittsburgh. This is going to be a decent return, but it's going to come back. As there was a Tiger that went flying through my vision here. And it will be blocking the back on Pittsburgh. So the Dragons will be pushed back. It will be 1st and 10 still. As the Tigers will start, or the Dragons will start with the ball on their own 46-yard line. Again, thanks for joining us on Duckbait TV. Again, we do apologize for having to switch to our backup camera at halftime there. Hopefully you're seeing us. Thanks for sticking with us if you did, and we really appreciate it. We've had a pretty good run of it so far. Some little bugs in this and here's a throw over the middle by Pittsburg, and it's going to be caught. A big gain as they had somebody get behind a couple of Tigers, and it'll be first down and 10. Ball's going to be all the way down to the 29-yard line, so a big gain that time for Pittsburg. But again, we do apologize for those technical issues. We will work on that this upcoming week as we'll be in Altamont next Friday as the Tigers take on Labette County. Pitch to the back, and he fell down. The Tigers were in there in pursuit. Ty Marbury was in there and had a bead on the tailback had he not slipped. That was Trevor Pepper on the carry, 5'11" senior. The loss on the play brings it back to the 31-yard line. It'll be second down and we'll say 12. Looked like the whole left side of the line moved early there for Pittsburg, and nobody caught it. Wyatt Rink with the carry. He does get positive yards, but not enough for the first down. So third down and about 3 here for Pittsburg. They'll go again, back to Rink again, and he's going to get taken down. He did get enough for the first down, it looks like. He's going to be real close to it, and it will be a first down. So first down and 10 for Pittsburgh. Ball's going to be placed on the 17-yard line. Handoff goes back to Rink. He'll run it right back off the right tackle. Now we got a couple of Tigers, it looks like, down. Jasper Allison, one of them. Actually, Allison was down. One of the Purple Dragons was also down, one of the linemen. So, but they're both up now. Second down and about 3. Ball's going to be on the 11. Clock down to 36 seconds. It's a play here in the third quarter. Handoff goes back to Rink. He got maybe a yard, but that's about it. And we'll see if Pittsburgh will run another play before the quarter, or if they'll take it down and switch ends before they run this third down play, and it looks like that's what they're going to do.
That does conclude our third quarter play in the senior
So after 3 quarters, it is Pittsburgh 20 and Fort Scott 16. We'll take a short break, put our sponsors back up on the screen there, and come back for the fourth quarter in just a few moments.
fourth quarter, Pittsburgh will have the ball. Third down and 3. Ball is spotted on the Tiger 10-yard line.
So to start the fourth quarter, Pittsburgh will have the football. Third down and 3. Handoff goes to Rink, and he goes right up the middle for the score.
Touchdown, Dragons. On the carry by number 23, Ryan Reed.
So they lead it by 10 right now, 26-16. And they have not been nearly as successful on their two-point tries as the Tigers have been tonight. They are going to straight up line up for a two-point play here. The one they converted was a swinging gate kick formation. The quarterback's going to keep the ball, and he gets hit at the line. And they're going to say no, he didn't get in. So nice job by the Tigers. They are going to keep it at 26-16 here. So with 11:55 left to go in the fourth quarter, it is 26-16, Pittsburgh leading Fort Scott. So Pittsburgh to kick it off. Fort Scott nearly the entire fourth quarter left to work with, as Heyer will run it right up the middle. Nice return again by Chase Heyer. He's going to get down up to the 40, right around the 41, 42. We'll see where they actually place the football, but the Tigers will retake possession here. So first down and 10, they will put it, excuse me, not the 41, it's the 36. So 36-yard line is where the Tigers will start their next possession. First down and 10. Lennox still in there at quarterback for the Tigers. Again, a nice return there by Chase Heyer. Now we'll see if Fort Scott can get another score on the board here. They will hand it off. And Stone Perry was trying to bait Fort Scott into a penalty there, and kind of jumped, and one of the Tigers is having to go back down. One of the offensive linemen, it looks like Blake Tomasi, having to sit down and take a breather here. So 11:22 left to go here in the fourth quarter. It is 26-16, Pittsburgh with the lead. And it looks like Blake is getting up there. Again, if you're just joining us back here, just coming back to us here as we start the fourth quarter, again, we do thank you for joining us here on Duckbait TV. Had some technical issues right at the end of the first half, and we've gotten a new camera this week, and it has been great, but Still got a few bugs to work out with that. So we are unfortunately back to our old camera for the remainder of tonight. We will get that figured out as we head into Labette County back in SEK play next week. But thanks for sticking with us here on Duckbait TV. It has been a joy, still a joy to do these games for you. And Cal Cousins will run around the right side. He gets the first down and more as he will get across the 50-yard line and into Pittsburg territory. They'll spot him out of bounds at the 48-yard line. So a nice run there by Cal Cousins. I tell you what, he's got some good vision because it's almost like he waits. So first down and 10. Fort Scott, ball on the 48-yard line of Pittsburg. Tigers trailing by 10, 26-16. They will hand it off. And looks like Colton Rogers again. He'll get about 3 on the play, so it brings up second down and 7. So ball on the 45-yard line, second down and 7. Higher in motion, they'll pitch it to him. Coming to the left side, trying to get a lane there, and ran into his own blocker and will go down in the backfield. So a loss of 2 on the play. Tough luck there for the Tigers. And now we got an injured Dragon on the field. I'm wondering, that doesn't really look like cramp. I'm wondering if some of these are heat related because not really super hot today, but the humidity is much higher today because of the rainstorms this morning. But this definitely does not look like a heat related injury, at least right now. He's favoring the lineman there for Pittsburgh, favoring one of his legs. So we wish him the best. 10-13 left to go here in the fourth quarter of play. The Tigers trail by 10. And Fort Scott has played a whale of a ball game. And if you look back at the beginning of this one, Tigers trailing by 10 at this point. They had 2 turnovers on their first 2 drives. One of them was in the Purple Dragon red zone. And an interception. And Fort Scott has really been trying to recover from that since. And we got a throw for the Tigers. Tiger fans wanting a penalty on Pittsburgh there for hitting Lennox Van. Fort Scott thinking they hit him a little bit late that time. And now Fort Scott's going to take a timeout, talk about this fourth down play. 4th down and 10 coming up for the Tigers. Ball on the Pittsburgh 48-yard line. So they will talk it over. H2 Painting, LLC, the right way, the first time. Look them up on Facebook at facebook.com/H2PaintingSEK or call them at 620-605-2769. Edward Jones has been advising customers in the world of finance for over 100 years. Financial advisor Jamie Armstrong continues that tradition here in Fort Scott. Contact her by phone at 620-223-1866 or email Jamie at jamie.armstrong@edwardjones.com. Pittsburgh coming out onto the field second after the Fort Scott timeout. The Tigers ready to go as they've got 2 receivers to the near side, 3 to the top of this screen. And back to pass is Lennox. He'll throw it down the middle of the field, and it's going to be intercepted. Threw it too far for Chase Heyer. And nice tackle that time by one of the Tiger linemen. And now we've got one of the Purple Dragons, and they're not going to throw a flag on that for some reason. Number 24, Stone Perry, and now we've got a flag that comes out, and this may be on Fort Scott for some late words. Stone Perry was sitting on top of one of the Tiger offensive or linemen and just shoving his face into the ground. So I'm not sure how you let that go or miss it, because it was very obvious to everybody in this stadium that Stone Perry was committing a foul. But they did not flag that, and then a flag comes in later than that, and that may be a retaliation or because of some words for the Tigers, from the Tigers. They are going to say unsportsmanlike, and he's been ejected. So Stone Perry has been ejected, but they have also ejected the Tiger player. So that is a tough one for Fort Scott. So Stone Perry, who is sitting on one of the Tigers and shoving him into the ground, into the turf, he gets ejected. And unfortunately, the Tiger who he was shoving into the turf also gets ejected for taking it, I guess. And the Fort Scott coaches are about to blow up on this side official here. These guys, and I tell you what, this has been chippy from the outset. And again, this has always been a rivalry, but it's heated up a little bit here of late because a former Tiger, Josh Latimer, is the head coach over at Pittsburgh. So this is, and not necessarily because of that specifically, but this means more this year, the last couple of years to both of these teams, and you can see it the way they're playing on the field. But the problem is you got a line and you can't cross it. Unfortunately, it seems like Pittsburgh has crossed that line much more than Fort Scott tonight, but they both paid about the same. Here's a handoff to Pittsburgh after they get it all sorted out. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Dragons on the 38-yard line. They're going to get 37. They'll say this gain to the 40 was 3 yards, so 2nd down and 7. 9:28 to play here in the 4th quarter. So Pittsburgh going to try to run through their offense and probably take as much time as they can. That play clock down to 17. Still not sure which Tiger has been ejected. I couldn't tell who was being sat on that time. Adam Wright, I believe. And now a run here for the Dragon quarterback, and he's going to get all the way down deep into Fort Scott territory. Down to the 20-yard line. So a big gain that time for Tucker Akins. Clock continues to roll, coming up on 8.5 to play. So a gain of 6 on that previous play for Pittsburgh. They got it down to the 14 of Fort Scott now. And a carry into the end zone by Wyatt Rink for another Pittsburgh touchdown. So 32-16. Now the swinging gate again. And Pittsburgh's going to try to go for two again this time. They'll throw it towards the corner of the end zone, and it is going to be too far and incomplete. So Fort Scott will get another opportunity here with 7:20 to go. So 7:20 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Fort Scott will get the ball back here, trailing by 16. Kick comes to the near side. It's going to be taken there by Cedric Martin. He will run out of bounds. And Fort Scott will take possession. At the 33-yard line.
Fort Scott Tigers win the ball first and 10. The ball spot on their own 23-yard line.
7:17 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Again, 32-16, Pittsburgh with the lead over Fort Scott. Lennox Van trying to run over a couple guys and does. He's going to have, I believe, enough for the first down. We'll see where they mark it, maybe just a yard short. Tigers have to go quickly. They trail by 16, so technically they trail by just 2 possessions if they keep their perfect 2-point conversions going, but they got to go quickly here as they're down under 7 minutes to play in the game. They have to get 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions to tie this up, which is possible with 6:41 to go, but got to go quickly. Handoff goes up the middle, and that's another for the first down. Jasper Allison, another nice carry there for Allison as he will get it out to the 46-yard line. So first down and 10 for the Tigers. Clock continues to roll now, under 6.5 to play. And here's a run for Lennox. He's got a hole. He gets to the 40. He runs over a guy to the 35. Tries to shake another guy. Gets down inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. A big, emotional run for Lennox Van that time. A huge gainer. He got out of bounds as well, so the clock stops with 6 minutes to play. Fort Scott needs a few more of those on this possession. And then they need a 3 and out. And Pittsburgh's going to call timeout. So the Dragons will take their first time, their first time out here in the second half. started talking about this a little bit earlier, but anyway, each year there's a Tiger Fights Cancer Night coming up, and it's being put on by the cheer squad and the dance team. It's going to be in a couple of weeks. Each year, we Tigers honor those with cancer, those who have survived cancer, and those who have lost their fight with cancer by hosting a pink out football game. This year, they decided to kick it up a notch, and they've created Tigers Fight Cancer, because all cancer sucks and everyone has been impacted by it a little differently. We would love for everyone to get involved in helping us fight cancer in one or more of 3 ways. One, they will be selling T-shirts. Again, that's the dance team and the cheer squad. Selling shirts in the color of whichever cancer you'd like to support the fight of via an online store. You can use a link that's they've got it on on Facebook, so go check that out to make purchases for the Tigers Fight Cancer Night. As we're back to play here on the field, Van's going to run to the right side. He's got a man open down the field, and it's thrown a little and incomplete. Looked like Dub Chipman was the intended receiver, and a nice cannon that time. Nice throw by Lennox. They just couldn't hook up on the pass. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. Again, the Tigers Fight Cancer Night. That'll be October 13th. If you would prefer not to have a shirt but still like to support cancer patients and their families in Fort Scott, you can use their Venmo, which is at Care to Share, the sharing bucket, and donate money directly to Care to Share. The funds from that Tigers Fight Cancer Night will go to Care to Share, as we got a run here up the middle by Lennox Van. A yard on the play, so 3rd down and 9 coming up. And as you come to the game on October 13th, they will have support sheets for you to fill out, much like you would see at, I know they've done it at Chiefs games, they've done it at baseball games as well, and you will be able to put a name of someone that is either fighting cancer, has fought cancer, or has lost their battle with cancer, and you can put that on, and they're going to have a stand up and show those cards at some point during the night on October 13th. I'm not looking at the schedule right now to see. I believe that is the Spring Hill game, I believe, but it's still a few weeks away. The store is open until October 2nd. So make sure you go to that store, and again, that's stores.inksoft.com. There's a link to that on Facebook, so go check that out as well. Delina Beatty has that posted, and I know a lot of other folks do as well, so go check that out. Again, that's Tigers Fight Cancer coming up on October 13th. They've got a store for T-shirts that will be open until October 2nd, and again, 100 of the proceeds from that night will go to Care to Share, the sharing bucket. 5:14 left to go. The Tigers have called a timeout here, 3rd down and 9 to go, so Fort Scott calls their 2nd timeout, and we'll see what they draw up here in this one. Van rolling to the right. He finds Cal over on the right side. Nice shifty move by Cal. He's going to get, I believe he did get the 1st down. He's down around the 15-yard line. Clock still reads 5:02 as the clock stops to move the chains. So 1st down and 10 for the Tigers. Again, still just 2 scores away from tying this one up. Fort Scott trailing by 16, so they will need 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions to get this thing tied up. Here's a pitch to Chase on the near side. He's going to run towards the sideline, get shoved out of bounds there. Gain of a couple on the near side. We'll give him 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8 from the 13-yard line. Actually, they're saying that 12. We're at a tough angle to see that. They say the 12. So 2nd and 7 for the Tigers. Handoff goes to Colton. He got stood up right about the 10. But a gain of a couple on the play. So it'll be 3rd down and about 5 here for the Tigers.
Number 42, Dave Kinsey, along with number 47, Lamar Martinez. That brings up a 3rd down and 5.
And they're still taking a ton of time. They have run 20 seconds off the play clock here. Tigers need to hurry up a little bit. And now we got a whistle, and looks like maybe Pittsburg is taking a timeout. So Pittsburg has saved Fort Scott with the timeout there, but the Tigers, they need to get moving here. Onside kick is not a guarantee, and they need 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions here. So, again, the Fort Scott Tigers need some urgency. And if you score the first touchdown but don't get the 2-point conversion, then you need 2 more scores after that. So they need to really move a lot quicker than they're doing right now. As, again, they're down 32-16. So, again, Pittsburgh took that last timeout, so both teams now down to just 1 timeout. Coming out of the timeout, it'll be 3rd down and 5. Ball right at the 10-yard line. They got to get to the 5 for the first down, but, of course, you'd like to get that touchdown as quickly as possible here. 4:02 to play in the contest. Tigers with 2 guys split out to the wide to the right. Lennox going to go back, but he's going to take it up the middle himself. He gets the first down, and he will get stopped shy of the goal line. But they got to get moving here. Again, that clock will start here when they get the sticks reset. They got to get something called here. Running a lot of time off the clock. 10 seconds have already come off. Now 11, 12 off the play clock. They will get up and try to snap it here quick. They do. Lennox will take it, and he got to the 1, and that's it. So a gain of 1, I believe, on that play there. They got to go again here, 2nd and goal. Ball on the 1. They are moving a little bit quicker now. They're going to pitch it to Cal. He's got a lane, and he is in the end zone. Touchdown, Cal Cousins. Touchdown, Fort Scott Tigers. Now they have to get this 2-point conversion to keep it and make it a 1-score game. They're down by 10 right now. They got to get this 2-point conversion to make it 8. Ball is on the 3. Lennox back to pass. He'll roll to his right and then throws the ball away. The Tigers are wanting a penalty on Pittsburgh, but they're not going to get it. So it is still a 2-possession ball game for the Fort Scott Tigers. 3:14 to go. They're going to have to onside kick now. So again, Fort Scott will need to get this onside kick recovered here. It's still a 2-possession game, down by 10 with 3:14 to go. The ball's got to go 10 yards before Fort Scott can touch it. Pittsburg can touch it whenever they want. And they will touch it about 9.5 and recover it. And we'll retake possession here. Pittsburgh's going to hand it off right up the middle again. A huge hole for Wyatt Rink. And he's going to use his strength, and now a late flag comes in again. And who's this one going to be on? Gain of about 10 on the play, but we'll see if it counts or not. Unsportsmanlike called on the Tigers. So they will mark this off. And the ball will go down to the, right around the 25, unfortunately, for the Tigers. 3:06 to play. They'll put it down at the 24. First down and 10 for Pittsburgh. Handoff goes to Rink again. He'll get about 4 on the play.
Number 23, Wyatt Rink. On the carry, on the stop, number 73, Luke Harris.
Clock continues to roll, now down to 2:25 and counting. Another carry there for Wyatt Rink. So another first down here for Pittsburgh. They put the ball down on the 14-yard line, so just enough for that first down. 1:35 and counting. Tigers have one timeout, but they don't have, that's it. So they call that timeout at this point. Pittsburgh could just kneel anyway, and that may be what they're going to do here. 32-22. Fort Scott trails by 10, but Pittsburgh with the football, and will run it again with Rink. He got hit right at the line of scrimmage. Nice job by the Tigers.
Number 23, Wyatt Rink. On the carry, on the stop, number 63, Eli Martin. And it will be a 17-11.
So game clock down to 43 seconds. This should be the last play of the game here. Pittsburgh only has to snap it one more time. Got to hand it to the Fort Scott Tigers. They did not quit in this game. And this is one of the closer Fort Scott Pittsburg games we've had in the last couple of years, as the final score will be Pittsburg 32, Fort Scott 22. All the coaches getting the Tigers together, at least on this side, and saying, hey, this is going to be a professional handshake. We're not going to do anything crazy. We're just going to go and shake their hands, tell them good game, and go from there. But, again, a tough one here tonight for the Tigers as they lose 32-22. They'll fall back to 2-2 on the season, and they will have a trip to Altamont next Friday. So, again, your final score, Pittsburg 32, Fort Scott 22. And, again, the Tigers fall back to 2-2 on the season. And they played well in this game. Again, it was a little chippy most of the night. And that's not overly surprising because of the history and the rivalry between these two teams. But tough luck there for the Tigers as, again, they played about as well as they could have here tonight. Little things to clean up, and that's great, and that's okay. They will get that cleaned up as we go forward. Again, Labette County next week, and Chanute after that. So anyway, again, your final score here tonight, 32-22, as Pittsburg defeats Fort Scott here in this Southeast Kansas rivalry. Again, huge thanks to all of our sponsors for helping us out this season. Chad Cousins is your local 1842 Wealth Management Financial Advisor. Contact Chad for more information by email at chad@1842wealth.com or call 620-215-9240. Your local agent for your local State Farm agent, Cale Nelson, for home and auto is Cale Nelson. Let me start that over. Your local agent for your local State Farm agent for home and auto is Cale Nelson. There we go. Contact Cale for a quote by visiting his website, calenelson.com, or give him a call at 620-223-2828. That's why I need to write complete sentences every time, because sometimes I read them the way they're on there, and that's not always great. But anyway, thanks to Cale and to Chad. H2 Painting LLC, the right way the first time. Look them up on Facebook at facebook.com/H2PaintingSEK or call them at 620-605-2769. Edward Jones has been advising customers in the world of finance for over 100 years. Financial advisor Jamie Armstrong continues that tradition in Fort Scott. Contact Jamie by phone at 620-223-1866 or email Jamie at jamie.armstrong@edwardjones.com. Liberty Savings has been in Fort Scott since 1919, helping community members with their banking needs for over 100 years. Visit them at 24 South Judson or call 620-223-0300. And Highway 3, modern personalized fleece name blankets, fun and unique personalized gifts, all kinds of fun stuff there from Highway 3. You can also now find Highway 3 products at several retail stores in the area. For more information, follow their Facebook page at facebook.com/shophighway3 or check out their website, shophighway3.com. Well, we came in tonight thinking, at least for our broadcast, that the biggest issue was going to be whether or not it rained during the game tonight. That did not happen, but we did have some technical issues, and we do apologize for that. Thank you for staying with us. This has been something that has been, again, I've said this before, but this has been something that my wife and I have been wanting to do for a while, go on our own with this, and we have had a lot of community support, a lot of folks sharing our page on Facebook, a lot of folks liking our page, subscribing to our page, and it's been great. The overwhelming support from the community, whether you're watching us, whether you're telling you're watching us, or whether you're supporting us by being one of our sponsors, has been phenomenal. So I got to thank you all for that. And we haven't had any issues until tonight. So I figured there would be some bugs at some point, and we had some tonight. We got a brand new camera that works amazingly well. If you watched this, were with us during the first half, you got to see that until it quit working. So we're going to figure out those bugs this next week, and hopefully we're going to have a 100% amazing broadcast for you on next Friday, as the Tigers will go down to Altamont to take on the Labette County Grizzlies. So it'll be at Labette County, and then 2 more home games after that for the Tigers. So we're looking forward to that coming up over the next few weeks. We'll have some more volleyball games coming up in on our airwaves in a couple of weeks, and we're going to try. We got to do some things with Keisha to make it work, but we're going to try to get to Sub-State for volleyball as well. We've looked that up on the schedule, and I think that's going to work for us if Keisha will let us do it. So hopefully that happens, and we're looking forward to that. And we got a lot of other great – I meant to look up who else was playing this next week, athletic-wise for the Tigers. Again, we've got it's a fall, so we've got fall girls golf, girls tennis is also out there. Cross country is out there. And so a lot of folks in – those athletic venues, and working really hard and doing some amazing things, and that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for at Duckbait TV, is for you to be able to keep up with your kids and your grandkids that play for Fort Scott, whether it's football, whether it's whatever sport it is. And we're kind of limited to what we can do right now at the moment, but we're looking to expand this further and do some great things going forward. And just ask for your patience as we work through some bugs. But again, we really appreciate your support. I mean, the community has really wrapped us in their arms and has really been very supportive of us doing this. So again, very, very happy about that, very thankful for that, and very excited to flush this one, as I'm sure the team is as well, and get to Labette County on next Friday night. So anyway, thanks again for joining us. Again, a tough one here for the Tigers as they lose the game 32-22, but it was not without a great fight. This game started with a long touchdown run by Wyatt Rink of Pittsburg, and you kind of felt, oh my, it might be a long night. And the Tigers were able to rebound from that, got it back to a 4-point game after they scored their second touchdown to start the third quarter, made it 20-16. And things were rolling, got the ball back after stopping Pittsburgh, had a chance to go down and take the lead. Unfortunately, that did not happen. But the Tigers, to be able to get through this one tonight and give the effort that they did, just goes to the Tigers, the players, the coaches, everybody to do what they've done. And it was good to see them here tonight. Obviously, you'd like to see the W, especially in the Pittsburgh game. That did not happen here tonight. But you know what? These guys played their tails off, and I cannot congratulate them enough on the effort that they played with here tonight, because this was good. This was a good game. Obviously, the result was not what you want as a Tiger fan, but it was a good game nonetheless, and the Tigers are going to learn a lot from this, and I guarantee you there are more wins on this Tiger schedule going forward in this season. So we're halfway through it, which is the odd thing, is that, October starts, the end of next week, and we're halfway through the high school football season as we played the first 4 games, and we got 4 regular season games coming up. Of course, everybody makes the playoffs, so you do have 9 games, but looking forward to the rest of the season. So anyway, again, a tough one here tonight. Pittsburgh wins 32-22 over your Fort Scott Tigers. Again, thanks to everyone for your support. It has been great. I didn't know how that would go, and it's been great. So So anyway, we got to get out of here because they're wanting to get things torn down. So for my dad on the camera tonight, Willie Abatey, and all the Duck Baits out there, I'm Tony Abatey. Thanks for joining us for Fort Scott Tiger football on Duck Bait TV. Good night, Kansas.